Hello boys and girls, I am not a professional YouTuber, nor am I a professional reviewer, so take that with a grain of salt. But I did manage to actually pick up a Ubiquiti Amplifi Alien and a Ubiquiti Amplifi HD mesh router system. I purchased this one approximately 2 to 3 weeks ago, and then I purchased this one 1 week ago. Reason why I purchased this one is because this one right here, I've tried to find so many videos to answer these questions, but nobody can seem to actually do that for me. Is it faster? And every time you hear, is it actually faster? People always say, well, that just depends on your applications. That depends on what you're doing. Well, this is a real world test right here. And I just so happen to have my speed test opened here, and I am hooked up to the Ubiquiti Amplifi HD mesh router system. Now there's nothing wrong with this. This thing is amazing. This thing works across my entire property. But my entire house is a smart house now. I've basically turned everything in my house into a Wi-Fi item. I don't know if you can read it or not, but it says I have 83 different items on my actual list of devices here. So this one has 0. So there's nothing that could actually be bogging it down or taking up any excess space or using any internet whatsoever. The only thing that's actually hooked up to this is my actual phone. So that being said, I will do a test right now on speed test to show how fast I'm getting directly in front of the router. It's not the worst thing. By the way, they are both hooked up to different actual internets. I have two 400 meg plans, and this one will give me sufficient adequate coverage throughout my property, but just not as much. If you see, it actually just put out 217 megs. And it looks like our upload is approximately, about 14 almost. So, not bad. I usually get in between 220 and 270 most of the time. But with this particular one, and I bought 2 of these. I actually bought 2 routers. I did not buy the mesh system because I don't want something that's hardwired, or hard-coded, I'm sorry, to the actual device here. So I actually wanted 2 routers that would work independently from each other if I wanted them to, or I could mesh them together and make myself a great setup. So, okay, now I'm going to hook up to the Alien router itself, and then I'm going to run a speed test on that as well. And keep in mind, it is literally right, my phone's literally right next to it wirelessly. It should get my full speeds on both routers. I pay for a 400 meg plan. And here is the test with my Amplifi new Alien router. Looks like I'm running well over 400. But with the HD, it seems to break up the actual internet throughout the entire property and give you a good coverage, but you're not going to get the speeds that you actually wanted, like you would with the Amplifi Alien system. The Amplifi Alien system is significantly more. I mean, hell, this thing right here, the actual Amplifi HD, costs $350. This right here alone, and this by the way is with a mesh system. It comes with 2 actual mesh points. I do actually have this is the new mesh point that they come with. I don't know if you can see that or not. Plugs into your wall. It's really nice. It doesn't take up any space, and it will give you sufficient coverage across the board, which is really nice. But like I said, the biggest problem is the fact that it doesn't give me the coverage that I would appreciate that I'm paying for, because I paid $90 for 400 megs. I believe I should be getting $90 for 400 megs per line, because I have to pay $180 because my house is basically a smart home and I have 80 plus devices hooked up on my routers. So it gets kind of monotonous when I go out to, say, my garage, which is like all done up in a man cave type situation. I'll be taking you out there next to show you the actual other one and show you the speed on that one. That one is actually approximately 90 feet away. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but it says right here, I'm getting 85% of coverage with the other Amplifi router that I meshed together with this one, which is truly amazing considering how far they are apart. With this one right here in my garage, which is approximately 90 feet away from where these are actually located, with the actual system that I had previously with the mesh little nodes that you plug into the wall, I was getting approximately 70-80 megs out in the garage. So dramatically different actually having two of these instead of just one of these and the two mesh points. And it's non-existent for speed if you go outside of the house. Like if you walk out the door, say 30 feet, it will cut off and it'll drop down to basically nothing. I'm talking 2-3 megs per second, which is nothing. But I'm going to pause the video right here and I will be back when I go out to the garage. Okay, here is the garage alien router. This is actually meshed up to the other one that's actually in the house. It's approximately 90 feet away. And we're going to run the speed test on this one now while we're actually out here in the garage. The Amplifi Alien HD mesh router, I actually just tested it and then unplugged it because I'm actually going to box it up and take it back. It was rocking 34 megs on 5G out here. So let's see what the Alien router is capable of. All right, looks like 305.51. Actually, really well out here, considering the fact that I was getting 34 megs with the other one. Now, I can't stress this enough. I love the Amplifi Alien, the Amplifi HD. It actually gave me coverage where I've never had coverage before with any other router. So, I'm definitely not making fun of it for what it does. But for my application, I needed something with better speed because I kind of went a little nuts and decided to build a man cave, and everything is voice activated in here. Everything runs off the internet. And without having high internet, at least, 70, 80, 90 megs per second, it would just take forever. Like, there's 6 lights up here. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, and there's 3 on this side as well. Now, if I was to say, Alexa, garage lights 1%.
Okay.
You see how they all dimmed at the same time? It's because of the Wi-Fi 6. If I would have had the HD router hooked up and I showed you how I did that, it would have went like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would have actually done them basically one by one, fast, but still, sometimes they would actually not turn off or turn on or dim. Alexa, garage lights 90%.
Okay.
And see, they all brightened, except for the HD was not able to do that because it was basically sending out one signal at a time, which Wi-Fi 6, which that's what the Alien router is capable of, can run multiple items at the same time. I believe it's like 12. And since everything is basically voice activated in here, I needed to have that internet to do so that would actually do it in a timely manner. Even the outside lights, they're all Wi-Fi 6, all hooked up, ready to go. And with the HD, it just wasn't working out. So that's actually going to go back to Best Buy because it's $350. And I just want to actually clarify, when you buy an Amplifi HD router, it will cover more area than the Alien will. It'll cover a significant amount more, just a lot less. But you get 2 of these bad boys. I would stay away personally. That was my personal opinion. You guys do what you want. But I would stay away from the mesh because the mesh alien router does not have another touchscreen on it. So you're not going to be able to hook up anything like to the back either. Like the router itself has 4 gigabit internet ports that you can actually plug into, which this is going to be actually hooked up to another Xbox Series X and my Xbox One out here. And that's why I wanted to actually get it, so I had low latency, because if you have a hardwired connection straight to your box, I'm running, just on my Xbox One out here, I'm running 350 megs per second out here, 90 plus feet away from the router. So it does everything that I could possibly want it to. It runs phenomenally, and this one's sitting at 87%, 86%, just like the inside one, for the signal that it's actually receiving from the main router, which is actually quite amazing, considering the fact that they are 90 feet apart. That is not bad. I'm very happy with it. It did cost me a lot. I would suggest, if you're going to buy it, just to be, like for future-proofing your home Wi-Fi setup, I'd buy an extended warranty with it, because that's what I did. Mine, I spent $1,000 on 2 routers. Why did I spend $1,000 on 2 routers? Because it's literally guaranteed for the next 4 years that way. So if these things crap out, which Ubiquiti actually has a very, very high reviews on them. They're amazing. But it's still a product that can fail, just like any other product. That's why, and it's a lot of money to dump on something, so for 65 bucks a piece, that's how much I paid for the actual warranty on these things through Best Buy, was 65 bucks a piece. So it was 130 out the door for 2. You're future-proofing yourself for the next 4 years, because they'll just replace your router if anything ever goes wrong with it. And I'd imagine probably in 3-4 years they're going to have a different setup out, that's even more better. So they're going to have to upgrade you if they don't actually have it in stock, which is really cool. But this one also has, I forgot to tell you that's inside. It has a speed tester right in the front. So you can actually click and speed test. I'm pretty sure you've seen it throughout a lot of the videos and everything. So you can actually tell your hardwired speeds just by actually pushing a button on either router. This one, the only thing that's actually hooked up to it right now that's getting a signal that's, working well, is just a power cord. And I'm getting 300 megs out here, which is phenomenal. 305, actually. I just looked again. But yeah, with the other one, 34 megs, 90 feet away from the router. This one, 90 feet. Actually, this one's approximately 96 feet away from the router, comparatively to the other one was 90 feet. And that one got 34 megs. This one's rocking 305. So it's kind of a no-brainer if you're actually trying to get a lot of 5G coverage over an entire property, if you have a large home. Or you're a wacky person like me that decides to spend a lot of money and build your motorcycle's home and turn it into a little man cave and do something like this. This is a great router to actually have. I'm not affiliated, nor do I have any association with Ubiquiti. They're not paying me for this. I wish they would. That'd be great. But Ubiquiti, from what I've seen so far, is actually a great company. But you get what you pay for. So if you want the good one, get the HD. It'll cover your property. It'll give you what you need across the long distance of your property. If you want a lot of coverage and you don't mind spending the extra dollars, this is definitely the way to go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm happy with this, and I wasn't happy with the price until, I understand what other YouTubers said. They say, if you feel it in your hand, once you feel it in your hand, you hold it, you realize that this freaking thing weighs like 7 pounds, like 6-7 pounds. It's not light. It's heavy. It's thick. You feel like you're getting your money's worth when you actually feel the quality. The rubber finish that it has on it, it's just really nice. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Oh, one more thing. I don't know if I didn't see any on any videos, but I can show you this firsthand. Alexa, toolbox lights 1%.
Okay.
I can actually show you how to actually dim the lights and what they'll actually do. So we can actually, let's see, go to the router, and then we can actually turn down the LCD panel. We can dim it, we can brighten it. It's actually really cool. It's got a night mode, so if you don't want to actually have it on, if it's in your bedroom or whatever, you can just shut it all down like that, and then bam, it's off. No more lights. So that's interesting. I did like that feature. I do love the lights, and I do have one of them in my bedroom, which is nice, but I do shut it off when I go to sleep because this thing is a freaking, like, Yankee Stadium up in the room when you have this thing on full blast. So, anyways, I won't chew you guys' ear off anymore, and I appreciate you watching this video if you did till the end. So, thank you very much, and you have a wonderful life.